All right, everybody, welcome to Studio B. I am your host, Pastor MDH. Thank you very much for joining us here on the set today. Remember, look right down below this video, this little square box. Right at the bottom, there is a little button that says subscribe. Make sure you hit that. When you does that, it activates the algorithm on YouTube and sends this type of content to other people who otherwise would not have it. Do me a favor and do that for me. And then also hit that like button. I also want you to get all into them comments and let me know how we're doing here because I desperately want to make sure that we are putting forth relevant content. Now, in just a couple of days, I will turn the big 50. In just a couple of days, September the 21st, I will turn 50 years old. I was born in 1973. Now watch this. My birthday is on 9/21. I was born at 9:21, 9 a.m. and 21 minutes. So as I'm getting ready to turn the clock, if you will, I have been doing a lot to reflection. And these last 3 years of my life have been a really interesting time. I have been turning over stones in my head. I have been asking myself, what do I want this next portion of my life to look like? Because I got probably about 20 to 25 more summers that I'm going to see. I got more days behind me than I have in front of me. And so I'm trying to be very strategic about the life that I live, try not to be involved in any foolishness, anything that will cause disdain on the name or the reputation that I've tried very hard to maintain. And as you get older in life, young people out there, you don't know this yet, but I promise you, as the old folks used to say and still say, just keep living. As you get older in life, things get less and less important. Like what you used to spend time, energy, and effort on in your early days, now you just figure they're just not worth the time, energy, and effort. There's some things, the little things in life as you get older become extremely important. And the things that you spent so much time on in your earlier years are not important. One of the saddest things that you'll ever see is an old fool, a person that has some age on them, some sauce on them, but yet mentally they are still in those teen, early 20s, mid 30s type of mindset. They have age. They got gray beards and gray hairs, but they have not matured in life. It is one of the saddest things that you'll ever see. Because as you get older, you're supposed to get wiser. And here's the thing that I love to say. Who is sitting under the shade of your tree? If nobody's sitting under the shade of your tree, then you got some serious problems. I looked at, and I constantly look at, because it's a hot topic here on Studio B, as we deal with a whole lot of cultural issues. We talk about everything from cultural issues to society issues to political issues to race issues and everything in between. If you've been watching this podcast for any length of time, you know we don't stray away from any topic. And we try to approach those with a biblical world view. Over these last couple of years, man, as I have noticed the trajectory of our culture, what we typically call the black culture or the black experience, I have been noticing over these number of years that we have been denigrating ourselves to the degree that the black experience is now automatically linked to toxic people. And as I look at my life, as I look at those around me, and I'm looking how other people are kind of, dredging through life and their life experience, what it looks like for them, I'm asking myself a question: where did we go wrong? Like when I grew up in a time where Family Matters was on TV, The Cosby Show was on TV. We had A Different World that was on TV. We had positive black affirming shows that gave us something to aspire to. And it was all over. Like, no matter what station you turned on, you had the black experience at a high level. We had a culture of this is what you can do. This is what you can become. And it was always in front of us. Here's the question that I'm asking you today. Where is that at now? Like, point to me one TV show, point to me one movie, point to me one superstar that is exemplifying black excellence. Like, you want your daughter to be that woman, that girl. You want your son to be that guy, that man. Give me one, because it's difficult to find one now in this current culture that we're in. And one of the detriments to what we are doing and where we are going is the lack of attention to family. As a 50-year-old man that has been married for 24 years, 4 children, you guys know my story. I will not bore you with the details. But if you know anything about me and have been around me for any length of time, you know that I am a family man, because I believe in the principles of family. And I believe that if you have a strong family foundation, the sky is the limit. Every piece of data we have suggests that family makes a difference. Every piece of data we have suggests that family makes a difference. In Genesis chapter number 3, God created family 4,000 years before he instituted the church. Family is a God thing because God understands the value of family. And it puts people in the proper position in order for them to do great and wonderful things in life. It does not mean that if you did not come from a strong family that you cannot succeed. I raise my hand as being an exception to the rule. However, that's an exception to the rule, as I know that there are many of them out there right now. But the principles of family are bedrock. And when you're looking at the African American community, we've always had a strong sense of family. It is not until these last 25 to 30 years that the denigration of the house and the family has been under attack. I won't bore you with a whole bunch of stats that I got here in front of me about the benefits of a family 2-parent household, a mother and a father living together under the same roof, operating in a family, having siblings. I won't bore you with the details. You can find that out on your own. However, let me just say this. The further we get away from family, the further we get away from the family unit, the more chaos will ensue. And saints, let me just tell you, it's not dire to the degree that we got to run around like Chicken Little saying the sky is falling. It's not dire to that degree. However, there's some dire numbers out there that do not bode well in our favor. When we're talking about family, when we're talking about the father being in the home. As a 50-year-old man that have experienced a lot of different things during the waypoints of my life, reflection is a wonderful tool that I often go to. I reflect a lot and reflect about what I've done, what I'm trying to do, the direction of my family. Did I do this enough? Did I do that enough? What wouldn't I do again? What would I do again? What would I do better? You know, those times of reflection help me to, put together a plan in order to be better as a husband, as a father, as a man, as a participant in this society. I often use the tool of reflection, because I want to see my children flourish in this world, which I know that they can. And so as I reflect back, it becomes less about me. The older that I get, it becomes less and less and less and less about me. The older that I get, it becomes less and less and less and less about me, and more and more and more about others. Pouring your life into someone, pouring your gifts into someone. Have you ever noticed that a cow doesn't drink milk? Have you ever noticed that a chicken does not eat eggs? You've never seen a cow say, hey, I'll take 2% milk. You've never seen a chicken say, hey, I'll take those eggs over easy. What they do, the very essence of what they do, is for the benefit of other people. A cow produces milk not for itself to drink, but for us to drink. A chicken produces eggs, not so that it may eat eggs, but that the benefit of others. And the older that you get in life, you're supposed to, or your mentality is supposed to shift. Time out for these 50-year-old cool brothers, 55-year-old cool brothers trying to hang out with the 25 and the 30-year-olds and the 18-year-olds and talk the talk and walk the walk and do all of that other jiving and shucking and doing all that other good stuff when you 55 and 60 years old. There must be a change in the mentality so that we can start to pour into these people that are coming up under us, these young men, these young women, and showing them something of a life that is worthy to be lived and a life that is worthy to be strived after. And I fear that we have too many people pressing the self-destruct button in our communities that does not lend well to our overall success. 74% of all new births in the African American community are to single parents, to single mothers. 74%. Out of that 74%, 38% will never see their father a day in their life. Those numbers are absolutely dire. When we abandon the family, when we refuse to mature, to grow up, to be better, to offer our ways into this world to the benefit of others, it turns to our detriment. And I just want to give a wake-up call to you. At the end of the day, when you lay down for that last time and the embalmer at the funeral home has to paste your tongue to the top of the roof of your mouth, and you lay horizontal for the last time, and they got to put you in that wooden box and dress you up in your suit or your dress and make your program and your eulogy for that last time, what people are going to say about you is what you have poured into them. And as a person like myself who knows that the end will eventually come, death is, like Tupac said, death is around the corner. I know, and I live life knowing that death is close, closer than I think. I know that one day I'm going to go to bed and not wake up the next morning. I know that one day I'm going to walk out of my house, never to walk back into that house. I know that one day I'm going to say I love you and I'll never be able to say I love you again. I know that death is coming. And so I try to live a life with that in mind, that I am able to impact people's lives to the degree that make them better. Because as I get older, there is a duty and an obligation to pour into. I hope that's you. Let's raise up some people that's ready to pour into some people. Pour into these young people. Show them a life that is worthy of living. Show them a lifestyle that is worthy of working for. Show them something other than the music and the basketball and the stars and the fame and everything else that is inundating our TV waves right now. Let's show them a life that is worthy of living. So, there's so much more to say. Yeah. Hey, everybody, I want to thank you. In Jesus' name. I wanted to make this a short one. I wanted to make this a short one. Don't want to make this a long one. Starting in October, I got a guest that'll be here three of the 4 weeks in October. So we'll have two people on the side of the Studio B set starting in October. Some really good information that I think you're going to be wanting to hear. But I want to thank everybody that has done what you have done for this podcast. Listen, we're over 31,000 subscribers. Thank you so very much for all you guys who tune in. Those of you guys who, get in the comments, subscribe, like, share, and do all that other good stuff, man. We appreciate y'all to the highest. And remember, be informed, be empowered. Studio B.